All right, so this is live right now for anybody that watches it later. I'm just going to get on for a few minutes to talk about something. If you can't tell already, if you don't watch college football, you might want to go ahead and click out of this live stream because that's all I'm going to talk about. So if anybody says anything in the chat that's not college football, sorry, this is what this is. This is basically a recorded video, but I'm going live because it's just easier to do right now. Anyways, we're going to get started here in just a minute. Let me pull up the rankings, and then I'm going to go, and if I'll look at the chat here at the end, okay? All right, so I'll mention some stuff earlier. College football rankings came out. If you guys, college football playoff rankings just came out tonight. I was eating and had a great meal with friends tonight, so it took me a little while to analyze it and everything, but I did see it as it happened, as far as at least a few minutes later, while I was at dinner, and I just kind of calmed down and let, even though I was livid when I saw them. So here are the rankings, okay? We're going to go from my team up because the rest of them literally don't really exactly. Well, I guess the team behind them. So USC, Southern California, is ranked 13th, right? Coastal Carolina was 13 last week, okay? Coastal Carolina comes in at 12. They move up one spot. We'll come back to that, okay? Number 11 is Indiana at 6-1. Number 10 is Oklahoma at 7-2. Anyways, number 9, Cincinnati, 8-0. Also ridiculous. But I'm just going over the rankings first, and then we'll get to it. Number 8 is Georgia. Number 7, Florida. Ha, and another ha. I mean, that's SEC, right? Number 6, the most laughable team, and I literally can't. I hope we have more than a playoff bowl game. So literally, they get smashed and laughed at out of the stadium of who they play. Please, COVID. Stay strong so that we can see them get their butts whooped. Please, I'll take it. If you're not gonna put us in the playoffs, give me Iowa State. We would murder them. Anyway, sorry, I'm just livid. I'm a passionate fan. Number 5 is Texas A&M. Okay, whatever. Number 4, Ohio State. Once again, not their fault necessarily because of COVID, but you only played 5 games. No way in hell they should be there, but that's just me. Their quality of team, yes, but I digress. That's not really the main point of this. 3, Clemson, 2, Notre Dame, 1, Alabama. No problem with that, literally whatsoever in the top 3, right? Even really 4 because it's not Ohio State's fault. They haven't played as many games, but still I feel like they should be semi-punished. Not punished, but sorry, other people are playing games. So here we go. You're going to tell me, all right, so first of all, there's so many things I could say. And just so you know, I'm going to come back on here, not on here, but for those of you that don't know, YWC Podcast, main host, obviously owner, whatever, is Griff. If you guys don't know, main Mark Murph. I will try to remember to put a link to where the podcast normally has, whatever. But just follow me on Twitter. I'll make sure to retweet it. I will be on there on Thursday. What's today? Tuesday night. I'll be on there on Thursday, talking more about this a little bit, and then of course, more of other things. Obviously NFL, which is mainly what we talk about. But I just want to kind of plug that real quick. But anyway, so you're gonna tell me now. Listen, I know you're gonna all say, "Oh, of course, a Coastal fan thinks this," and it's way more than that. If anybody on that damn committee thinks, if anyone on that committee is going to try to tell me that they pick based on what they think, eye test, who they played, strength of schedule, what have you done for me lately, they are lying. They are literally lying. This year, I get COVID is a weird year. 100% agree that. Shout out to my boy Markeem. I talked to him before this because I wanted to make sure. Nightmare Ball one that you would know, YouTube Take Days, right? I wanted to make sure I'm not 100% biased in this. He 100% agrees with me. He said it's a weird year. He said other things, and I won't put all his words out there. But he said if we win this weekend, which for those of you who don't know, Coastal will play the Sun Belt Championship against Louisiana, which we won by a field goal against. Who, by the way, that Louisiana team murdered, 17 points, whatever, murdered Iowa State. Your so-called golden child, Big 12, why all of a sudden the college football playoff committee loves the Big 12 because they literally hated them for so long. And not only, how many times do you put a Big 12, which is not necessarily their fault because Clemson and Bama just ran the world right now, recently, outside of LSU last year, coming out of nowhere. They've run the world in this college football playoff mostly. I think Ohio State won the first year, if I'm not mistaken. I don't really care about that right now. What I'm saying is this. That team at number 6 has lost twice. One to that Louisiana team that we won. Yes, we only won by a field goal, right? Who, by the way, has a better damn record. Oh, by the way, we had a winning record against that so-called Power 5 Big 12. Not only does Coastal, the Sun Belt does. We beat Kansas this year, right? Louisiana beat Iowa State, and I think there's another one that also Kansas State. Is it Kansas State that lost? Some other Sun Belt team won. I can't think of it right now because I'm so freaking fired up. Get this, okay? And I'm sorry if you guys are commenting right now because this is live. I will come back to it. I'm not looking at the comments. I'm looking at the rankings right now. Iowa State being 6 is utterly ridiculous. Whatever about A&M, okay? Whatever. I can't remember who A&M lost to. I don't really feel like clicking on it right now. I guess I could click on it real quick while I'm talking, but because I don't want to lose my point. But I'll look at it in a minute. A&M has 1 loss, okay? Whatever. They're in the SEC. SEC is a Power 5, and there are some teams, but it's top heavy too. I mean, this year's a little more teams, but once again, it is biased to the SEC, and I'm a Gamecock fan just as much as I am a Coastal fan. I went to Coastal for those of you wondering why I have 2 teams. It's because I literally went to Coastal. That's my blood. Like, I bleed teal. Like, obviously, Coastal hasn't been even in the conversation because they've been a D1 team for so long. Now, I mean, a D2 team for so long. Now they're D1, and they went, and whatever. That's the history of Coastal is for another time. But listen, bro. This is how they should be ranked, in my opinion, and I'm not saying there aren't some ways you can move a little bit. It should be Bama 1, Notre Dame 2, Clemson 3, 4. I'm going to put Ohio State 4 even just to not be – I think 5 games is not enough to put them in the playoff. I think it's just – sorry, this year, this is not your year. But whatever, I'll put them 4 for this argument. 5 should be Cincinnati. Or I will say – well, actually, you know what? I'll even say 5 is A&M, okay, because they're 1 loss or whatever. 6 is Cincinnati. 7 should be Florida or Coastal, and 8 should be Coastal. And the reason why I say that, well, actually, you can also make an argument Indiana should be like up there as well, but I don't know enough about Indiana. Florida looks good. Obviously, they fluked lost to LSU, but I think that punishes Florida. So, honest to God, Coastal should be, in my opinion, obviously I'm biased, should be 7th in the rankings. At worst, 9th. Give me a freaking break. That Coastal was 12th. At 11-0, first of all, doing something that the Sun Belt has never done. No one in the Sun Belt has done, by the way. So let's throw that out there, right? And then to say that Sun Belt, oh, well, you don't play anybody. Literally played BYU on 2 days freaking notice. Props to BYU, by the way. You got beat, but props to BYU for actually playing and manning up because they knew they have no shot unless they play another team. But apparently it didn't matter anyway. Because I don't even think if BYU blows us out, they have a shot at the college football playoff. I don't think if we blow them out that we have a shot. It's clear that Iowa State, who has 2 damn losses, is what matters. So I don't want to hear that anymore about it's the best 4 teams. It literally is not. This year proves that. It is not the best 4 teams. Well, it's not the best outside of because the 4 best teams are in the top 4 right now. So let me change what I was trying to say. But outside of that ranking, right beside who's next, if someone was to somehow surprisingly lose in the 4, I'm sorry. If Notre Dame beats Clemson, Clemson does not deserve to be in the national championship game. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Clemson's going to walk the floor with them. I just don't have any faith in Notre Dame, and I know the game was close, but Clemson had a lot of players out, and I hate Clemson. This is not anything. This is unbiasedly opinion because I hate Clemson. But if Clemson wins, Notre Dame's going to make it in. They just are. But if Notre Dame beats Clemson, Clemson shouldn't be in. So who is that 4th team that's going to come in? You're going to tell me you're going to put Iowa State? You're literally going to put Iowa State in the game. You're literally going to do that. And if you're saying, well, we're waiting until Coastal needs to win. No. Cincinnati is 9th. Cincinnati is 9th. And they have beaten your so-called credible team. So I don't want to hear this about these teams don't play nobody. Iowa State played the nobody that you say the Sun Belt is, and they got their butts whooped. So bye, you're out. You're irrelevant. Don't tell me what have you done for me lately that was the beginning of the season. No, I don't want to hear that with Iowa freaking State. Okay, if they had 1 loss and they ran the table and were smashing teams ever since, that's one thing. But they haven't done that. So Iowa State doesn't even belong in the hemisphere of sniffing the college football playoff. Whew, I'm freaking fired up. And I promise I'm going to finish soon because I don't want to rant that long in case someone wants to watch this later, whatever, because it might go viral. Who freaking knows? Bottom line is, it's clear, money talks, and it's been more clear this season than ever. The last few, UCF had an argument. They did. I'm not going back and saying this is the first time it's ever. I'm not going to try to say this is the first time it ever happened. But the whole Boise State thing years ago, right? That was obviously BCS era or whatever. But UCF is the prime example. You guess what UCF still to this day, as from ours I know, they claim they won. They were the best team that year. They won the national championship. So you really want 2 schools, because it's going to happen. It's guaranteed going to happen, and I don't blame either fan base for doing it. If Cincinnati, I think Cincinnati still has one more game, right? I believe they played the championship game against Tulsa. I think I saw that on here. They should play Tulsa, I think. Anyways, if I'm wrong, I'm just whatever on that regard. But they should still play one more game. I think they have one just like Coastal. And Coastal plays Louisiana, which, by the way, both teams are ranked. Well, Tulsa was ranked. Yeah, they're ranked 23rd, and we play Louisiana, who's 9-1, and the only loss is to us. And if they beat us, they deserve respect. But same way. But I hope we go in and confidently win this time instead of a close game, because I'm telling you, don't put us in. Or not. Okay, look, like I said, the 4 have to stay where they're at, right? Like I said, literally only if Notre Dame does beat Clemson, then it would change. Then I say yes, demand us in. But if Clemson wins, then yeah, okay, there's your 4, right? Ohio State doesn't lose, Bama doesn't lose. There's your 4. And I don't know if the other bowl games are going to happen. Apparently there's cancellation possibilities, whatever. I'm not talking about all that right now. But if there's big, like Coastal and Cincinnati should be 5-6, maybe at worst 6-7 at the end of the game if they both win big in their final games, right? So I don't want to hear it. And I know it's like, oh, they all barely beat Troy last week. Okay, all right, you can make that argument somewhat. But to only move up one, what do these other 2 teams do? Indiana actually looks really good. Like I said, for them, from what I hear, they look good. Everybody's like foaming at the mouth about them, but of course they don't play I don't think they play in the Big Ten championship. I don't think. But anyways, whatever. I don't think they're playing. Maybe no, they play because Ohio State's playing Northwestern. I hope Northwestern wins. But whatever. Oklahoma, really? Like, okay, Oklahoma's better than the Coastal. Like, yeah, as a program, but no, yeah, I'll give me Oklahoma. Give me Georgia this year. Florida, I don't know, because they were just being stupid when they lost their second game. So I don't know about Florida. That's the question mark. Give me Iowa State. We would walk the floor with them. I don't care. We would beat them. I don't care. And I know that's going to make me sound completely biased, but it's dumb and it's absolutely stupid. The college football rankings are money, and they have proven this year. Like, you can make an argument that, okay, maybe they are, because they were putting the best teams in outside of one team. You know, these second SEC teams. Look, you put Oklahoma in multiple times, by the way, and you put Ohio State in multiple times, and they got their butts whooped. Like, they were undefeated some years, so they were going to get in. But Clemson walked the floor with them, which I understand is Bama, Clemson, and everybody else. And I know Notre Dame's currently second. They beat Clemson. I already talked about that. But it's Bama, Clemson, and literally everybody else. They're all in the same category. I'm sorry. It's Bama and Clemson anyway. Unless one of them gets like injuries, then it's become even. Like Clemson proved with Notre Dame, or Notre Dame proved against Clemson the first time. So there'll be a lot more to talk about. Maybe I'll be cool off on the show by Thursday, so tune in for that. Like I said, check my Twitter. Also, Mark Murph Griff's Twitter as well. Check for that. And let me look at the comments in case anybody who came in late. There are some people, so here we go. Let's see. Joe's in here. Let's see. Let's read some comments. Sorry, guys. I am so freaking mad right now. All right, here we go. Let's read some comments. What's up, Randy? Finally, videos. 2 in 1 day, right? All right. Joe says 18 play. I know Joe's gonna be on the show too at some point. I think next week to talk to college football when it's final. So 18 playoffs solves a large portion of this. I would like to see a group of 5 get in with the only qualifier. I would like to see a group of 5 get in with the only qualifier that they are ranked in the top 25, 5 conference champions, and 2 at large, or 3 if not top 25. Yeah, exactly. And this year is a COVID year. Like, make a statement and say, look, as our committee, like, call whoever you got to call and say, this is only going to happen this year. Next year we go back to 4, and then work on trying to get 8 for the future. But like, it's ridiculous to don't. All right. Hold on. I'm gonna get your comments, Aaron. Okay. Like, you can call me a homer already. I've talked to Markeem and everybody. I'm not being a homer in this. He says all right, whatever. We'll come back to it. The biggest problem is with 8 teams is that they are student athletes, not pros. I agree. That is true, which is why I say this year only. And you can play with 0 fans. Fans are not an issue. Like, that's not what they should. Like, they're playing football anyway, buddy, and they're gonna play the playoff anyway. So what is extra games? Does literally nothing if you're not going to play in front of fans anyway. So unless you're going to cancel the college football playoff anyway, which you're not going to do, there's way too much money in that. And it's so listen. All right, let me add your comments real quick, Aaron. Okay, you're going to tell me. Well, I'm not talking about the bubble idea. They're going to play. They're playing at least 3 games, right, Aaron? So your argument of not playing more makes no sense. It should be 16 teams. That's literally ridiculous. 8 is the answer. I say, and I only say 8 because 6 means bye teams get a bye, and I don't agree with that. Which obviously Clemson and Bama, I mean, you could give them a bye. That would, I mean, maybe if you wanted to do 6 and give them to the bye, that would actually kind of, whatever. But that's not going to happen. But you're going to tell me Coastal Carolina doesn't belong? I don't think that Coastal Carolina at this moment belongs in the college football playoff. If you listen to my rant, I didn't necessarily say that. I said the 4 teams, if they don't lose, if it stays the way it is, the 4 teams deserve to be in. My point is their ranking right now. And if you say it doesn't matter, it does matter, because if they have New York City Bowls, New York Bowls or whatever, Iowa State is going to get some bowl they don't belong in. It's that point. And you're going to tell me, yeah, I am passionate because this Coastal Carolina team has done a lot to get where they're at, and to be disrespected at number 11. And not only, I'm more passionate about Coastal, but Cincinnati also disrespected by 3 2-loss teams, by the way. 3, not just 1, 3 2-loss teams. So don't tell me losses matter. Don't tell me scheduling matter. Iowa State lost to Louisiana. Point done. You lose me on Iowa State. Okay, Ohio State, what I said about Ohio State, it's not their fault. So, okay, whatever. Like I said, I unbiasedly say I'll leave it alone. But you cannot tell me that Coastal does not belong to be more ranked, bro. You don't know college football if you don't know that. You didn't watch the BYU game. It's just that they haven't. Did you not hear what I said, Aaron? You're not listening to what I said. Cincy clearly deserves to be in it over us. I never said they didn't. I'm not, like, you don't understand, like, the rank. I literally had, I went over the rankings of what I said I was supposed to be. I don't know where that missed on you, but, like, literally, Cincy should be above us. They 100% should be above us. But don't act like BYU was an 8th ranked team, by the way, number 8 at one point. Don't act like they weren't. They were a top 10 team. Why is it mook? Please tell me it's mook, as you say. Why is the point mook, Alex? Please tell me. You say your point is, how's my point mute with Iowa State? They lost to Louisiana, a Sun Belt squash team who plays nobody, who we beat, by the way. Tell me how that doesn't matter. Tell me how with Iowa State it doesn't matter. Because it does. It does. I'll give you some other teams being better than Coastal. You ain't telling me Iowa State's better. You are not telling me. There's no universe where Iowa State's better than us. Literally no universe. And you can call me biased all you freaking want. They are top 25 team by default, so it matters. Huh? Who is that? What? What does that even mean? I don't even know. I can't even. Oh, okay, I can't. I literally can't with that, Aaron. We're just going to agree to disagree because that's illogical. Literally illogical, but it's fine. Whatever. It's I'm just saying, bro. Look, I get it, bro. I'm not even denying that there's bias involved. I don't think Coastal deserves to be in the I just said that. What I said, they're ranked in the playoff system. Yes, now I just said Iowa State was ranked, and they're ranked too high. I don't know what you're trying to say. Iowa State is ranked too high. They have 2 losses. One to a team that they don't think is that good because they ranked Louisiana in, 19th? So explain that to me. You cannot give me an Iowa State argument, bro. There is zero Iowa State argument why they deserve to be 6th. Whether you disrespect Coastal or whatever, there's other teams there, right? So, okay, not Coastal. Take Coastal hat off, right? Name another team. You can't tell me Iowa State is the 6th best team in the college football playoff or like ranking. You have no logic behind that. There's nothing. Oh, eye test. Okay, you lost to Louisiana, bro. You lost to a Sun Belt team who gets 0 respect. Honestly, I don't care if you the Coastal part in the argument is because they're undefeated and they beat a BYU team, by the way. Okay, thank you, Joe. Okay, all right, Joe. You know what, Joe? All right, I'll agree. Okay, Joe worded it way better than I did. I'll give you that. I said moot point, didn't I? Did I say moot? Okay, you can laugh at me, whatever. I might have said moot. I thought I'm passionate right now, Alex or Matt or whoever. What Joe said is right. So in his opinion, Iowa State's a better team, right? But that's an eye test. You have no proof, right? There's no literally. All you have is stats, right? All you have is who they played, who played who, right? So statistically wise, Iowa State has nothing on Coastal. If you think logically that they're a better team because they play in the Big 12, they have more experience, whatever. They look better, they have better athletes, whatever the reason is, that's fine. I'm okay with that. I get that. But record has to mean something. If not, then okay, 5-loss teams should be allowed to be up in the rankings, right? What do you? No, Aaron, you're misunderstanding. I'm saying Louisiana is a good team, but they're not ranking high enough because we are in the Sun Belt. Our win against Louisiana and Louisiana's win against Iowa State apparently doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Iowa State losing to Louisiana clearly 100% doesn't matter. Because if it did, they lost to a 19th ranked Louisiana team, right? A 19th ranked. I don't remember what the Iowa State's second loss is. Someone can have to tell me. But how does it? That's telling you right now that the committee disrespects Louisiana. Oh, I'm not disrespecting Louisiana. I understand that Saturday's game is going to be not a cakewalk. It's not. I mean, clearly the last time we played was close. But I agree with Joe. It's like if you think Iowa State's like all those things that I said, that's fine. Well, I said it was money. Did you not hear me? Everything you're like repeating the same arguments that I made. But anyways, look, I can go over and over again and we can disagree. But there's no argument you're going to give me that Iowa State deserves to be a better ranked. Like, okay, I get what Joe says. If he thinks they're a better team, I get that. I mean, you don't know, no one knows Coastal Carolina football like I do. There's people that are Coastal fans that know. But I get if you don't know who Coastal Carolina is, you just think, is there a Cinderella story, whatever. That team took a Heisman quarterback and made him look like a freaking rookie. Which I know it's college, but made him look like a freshman. Like he had some great plays, but that dude was rattled a lot of that game. Markeem will attest for me. He texted me and said, I did not think y'all would do that to that boy. So, and Markeem I trust the most about college football. I texted him before because I said, if I'm biased, tell me, and I won't even rant. But I had to get this out. I know there's going to be more later. I'm going to go ahead and stop because I could just repeat myself over and over again. But let it happen. That's all I'm telling you. Let it happen. Let us miss a big New York City bowl if they do bowls like that outside the playoffs. Let it happen. Let us be undefeated and let them put a crappy team at number 4 if somehow someone lost, right? Like let's just say Clemson loses again. Let them, because you'll never hear the end of it. And you'll never have an argument because we never got a shot. So all I'm saying. Iowa State lost to Oklahoma by 3. Once again, another team below them. I don't get how Iowa State is 6. I get if Joe thinks they're talented, like more talented than Coastal, that's not really the main argument. The argument is, you think they're 6? You think they're better than Cincy and Coastal? And really, honestly, I think Indiana's been looking really good. I mean, like I said, I've only seen a little bit of them, so I can't really make a case. Like obviously, I've seen everything there is about Coastal. Grayson McCall is a freaking nightmare, and we're not going away. We're not going away. Jamie Chilwell is staying, so disrespect us again. Keep disrespect. We do. BYU had the balls to come play us, right? And props to them 100% because they knew they had 0 shot without playing us. We beat them in our house, and I get that. I get 2 days notice. There's a lot to that game, right? Mad respect to BYU, but we did the thing that I watched that game. Those announcers had no inkling that Coastal was going to win at all. If you I get them biased, and sometimes no. They raved about the quarterback. They raved about BYU's defense, in which we ran all over. Close game. I'm not saying blowout. I'm saying that defense got ran over. 200 plus, actually more than that, rushing yards. So don't tell me that all of a sudden, now BYU's not as good as we thought they were, so Coastal doesn't get respect. That's all I'm saying. I'm done. I'm done ranting. There'll be more later. Me and Joe that's commenting in the chat will be on to talk as well. Thank you, Joe, for seeing where I'm seeing. You're wording it way better than me, so I'll give you that. But I'm just saying, money's right. Aaron, you're right. Aaron, thank you for watching. I get it. And like Alex said, it's a moot point. Apparently, you don't understand my southern accent, by the way. I never said mook. I don't think I did. But if I did, it's fine. We can all laugh. Anyways, thank you, guys. All I'm going to say is CINO, Coastal is number 1. And until you can prove otherwise, come at me, bruh.